a gentleman who my first experience seeing him on stage was as Frederick Douglass. Donald tours the country doing Frederick Douglass. And he is a very impressive Frederick Douglass. But I couldn't get him to do that tonight. He wants too much money. So I would like to introduce Donald is here, and he is in my opinion, a guy who can put enthusiasm into a dead squirrel. He has the ability to reach out to people, and if he can't touch them, he'll hit them. Donald.
Come on. Thank you, Ross. You're so appreciated. That's right. Now, if y'all don't like what I just did, I don't care, because I'm going to do it again. Put them up. What character was that? I'm thinking Bugs Bunny. The cat. Was it the cat? The black and white cat? Sylvester. Yeah. Put them up. How's everybody? Did everybody enjoy your day today? It was a grand occasion. And please, once again, let's give Mr. Ross, let's give him a round of applause. A round of applause. And everybody that made today successful as it turned out to be. I must say that after I do my presentation, I have to jet out of here back to Tampa to the Carrollwood Culture Center, where I am the featured performer. I'm doing James Brown. So I can't do it right now with these on, but I have my James Brown shoes in the car. As a matter of fact, during break, I went outside because I thought I heard some noise, and it was my car out there going, ow, I feel good. I'm like, slow down. So.
That's a cat fundraiser, isn't it?
Huh?
Tonight at Cultural Center.
Yes.
Fundraiser for cats.
Yeah. So anyway, without further ado, I was thinking as Ross was speaking, and two stories popped in my head, and I was debating which one would I bring to the forefront. So one was, believe it or not, entitled The Black Forrest Gump, and the other one was my adventure that I had at the post office. I think I'm going to go with Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Mama said life is like a box of chocolate. When the movie began and Tom Hanks, Forrest Gump is sitting on the bench, and there's a sister sitting next to him. And I never figured when I first saw the movie that I would wound up not liking the movie, but loving the movie. And I love the movie because, believe it or not, if I could go into my life, I mentioned earlier about the Temptations, Cloud 9. Well, if you know, they came out after Cloud 9 with a song called Runaway Child, Running Wild. I used to tell, when I was a kid, I used to tell others that I was the one that wrote that song because I used to run away from home. I didn't run away from home because, it was a sport. I ran away from home because I was trying to save my life. So I had no idea that Motown, Norman Whitfield, would put his pen to paper and come up with that song, Runaway Child, Running Wild, and me with the Temptations, I just took it on as it was my song. So I would run away a lot. And not only would I run away, I would also run away from the police too. So much so that in school, I wound up joining the track team. So much so that I played a lot of street football. No, I was not the quarterback. I was not the lineman. I was not the running back. But I would always line up to the far left or the far right because I was the wide receiver. I was the fastest one on the team. So running track, I became the anchor man with the 440 relay. And we managed to make it to the pin relays on the strength of my legs as the anchor man. And the 440 relay, you know, you're standing there and you're waiting to get the baton. And at the pin relay, I was in the far outside lane. So, you know, that always took me for a leap because you got the inside lane, it's like you just turn it. But then you got the far lane, you got to go all the way down to North Carolina, New York, go out to Las Vegas and don't get caught for gambling. And then you got to come all the way down to New Mexico. Then you come all the way back just to what? Hit that corner. So that seemed to me like it was a hard turn. But I made it through. So as I'm going to the straightaway, and I'm in the 11th grade, I'm making it to the straightaway of this track meet. And I'm running, I got the lead. I am here, the next man is back to that wall there. Well, I started having some fun. So I kept looking back, and they always say, don't look back. I kept looking back, and every time I looked back, it was like, wait a minute, this dude getting close. The last time I looked back, I ain't had to look back no more because he was gone. So he managed to beat me about that much. And I felt real bad. I did. Because I just knew I had that race. I felt real bad. All right? So what brightened the whole event up was the fact that Bill Cosby, the entertainer, was alumni of Penn State, and he was up in the balcony. He actually came down after the race, and he shook all of our hands. First place, second place, and third place. He shook all our hands, and he said, great job, young fellas. That was a highlight at that point. So moving on, now keep in mind, I said Forrest Gump. Gump was not running at that time. So moving on, all right, I wound up going in the military. Well, quite naturally, when I got in the military, we doing what they call it, PT. You know, we're running, all right? And believe it or not, I didn't know that was building up my stamina. I didn't realize that. So after my 5.5 years of military time and running, would you believe, after I got out the military, for some strange reason, I took on running. Come to find out, now, where's my man at? Bean, he was up earlier. Bean, he was talking about the short shorts. And when he was talking about the short shorts, I'm back there, I got a vision of me with them short shorts with the blue line that go around here, and the tube socks with the red and blue that come up to here, and what else? Oh, the fanny pack with the Walkman in it, all right? And I used to put the Walkman in and put my fanny pack, and I'll turn it in my back there, so I have my speakers, my wires going out the back while I'm trucking along. Well, why did they make Forrest Gump the movie? I don't know. To entice me? I think that's what they did. Because when they got to the end of that movie, where Forrest said, you know what? He got 10 million people out there running behind him, and he gets to a point, and he says, you know, I don't want to run anymore. And the people are like, you got us up out here in nowhere land, and now you don't want to run anymore? And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, my memory says to me that when that happened, I got up and I went and ran and finished the run for him. From my house, I got up and I went and ran and finished the run for him. And that started me to doing marathons around the country. Not only that, if I wasn't running marathons, I would wound up running every other day. Are you ready for this? 26 miles every other day.
Wow.
I did. And with my Walkman in my ear, and I had about 3 cassettes with me. Now, let me just share this with you. Bean was saying that, you know, it was exhausting. It would take a lot of your energy out of you. I was listening to a storyteller talking about his running when he said, my body was in so much pain that, when I wanted to quit, my legs would say, no sucker, I ain't stopping now. You just got to go through this pain because we ain't stopping. Ain't no stopping me now. So it got to the point when I would do these marathons that my body would hurt so bad. And sometimes in the middle, I'd probably get to mile 13, I would stop running and I would start walking. But while I'm walking and the music is pumping, I'm starting to get cramps, but my mind is telling me, let's go, let's go, let's go. Quitters don't win. Winners don't quit. Let's go, let's go. All of a sudden it seemed like my cramp that would be in my leg would just disappear. Now I'm back into the gusto of it. And ladies and gentlemen, I know the story. Don't run on cement, run on grass. It saves your legs. I already know that. How many of you all remember when I came and I had my sister that was sitting, and she came from Baltimore? Her mother was like my mother, she's gone, but she used to tell me, she used to say, boy, you better stop all that damn running. You ain't gonna be able to walk, right? And I was like, oh, I'm okay. As a matter of fact, the last time she told me that, she was sitting at the table in Baltimore. I said, oh, I'm okay. I got up and I left and I ran 26 miles. She said, that boy crazy. I ran all over Baltimore. I ran all over Göppingen in Germany. I ran all over, when I was in Korea, I ran. So New York, I ran. Baltimore, I ran. Tampa, I ran. Forrest Gump didn't have anything on me. That's why I designated myself as the Black Forrest Gump. Now, let me let you know this. When I got to probably about 5 miles in, 7 miles in, something clicked. Something clicked. I can see me now pumping. Pumping. You know what pumping is? When I'm running and all of a sudden I feel it and I'm doing the Michael Jordan thing. You know what I mean? And I'm running, I'm going Michael Jordan style, you know, with my hand up, my fist up, and people looking at me. And the cars are going down, let's just say 34th Street South. That's a big street, correct? I'm so into this that I am running now. I'm running, the cars are moving. But I'm running along, you got a lane here, cars are moving. I'm in the middle of the lanes running with the cars. Not only that, when there's enough gap in between the cars, this is what I'm running here, there's a gap right there. Now I slide over here and I'm running, the people, and I'm running, I'm all up into it. So I turn around and go, and keep running, you know what I mean? So, oh man, I miss them days. So anyway, at the age of 54 years old, I go to the doctor because I'm having pain in my knees. And I've already had 4 knee surgeries, arthroscopic surgeries. At 54 years old, the doctor sets me down. And he asked me one question. He said, Don, do you want to continue walking? I said, yes. He said, well, I got to drop the bomb on you, brother. I said, what's the bomb? He said, you got to stop running. He said, if you don't stop running, by the time you get to be in your 60s, you're going to be in a wheelchair. Or you're going to have a walker. I'm getting a little emotional. Pardon me. Because that's how much running meant to me. Running was a pain reliever for me. It's almost, if I didn't run, I would commit some type of crime. Or I would hurt somebody. Because running relieved whatever pain, mental pain I had going on. And when that doctor said I would have to stop running, I left his office, driving down the street. And as I get so far down the road, there's a man that's running. There's a white man running. An elderly white man that's running. Is he running like this? No. Is he running like this? No. How is he running, Don? He's running like this. And he looked like he's taking one step every 15 hours. And I see this man, and I started crying. I actually started crying behind the wheel. Because I'm saying, I am so much younger than this man. How is he able to run as an old man, and I'm a young man, but I can no longer run? That irked me to the point. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't go, you running, huh? No, I didn't do that. My man looking at me, you better not have. But the mere fact of it is, running was something that I truly enjoyed. Running was, to me, a lifesaver. And just imagine, ladies and gentlemen, I had to go through and try to discover something else that would take that place of that running. I will admit, I hated my doctor for telling me that. He took all the steam out of me. As I stand here and tell the story, I love my doctor for telling me that. Because here I am, getting ready to be 69, and I'm still walking. I'm still dancing. I will admit, I got 6 sleeves on my knees now. I'm refusing to do knee surgery, knee replacement, because I'm saying I want to be able to keep these bones as long as I can. Now, before I come to an end, I go to the doctor recently, last year, and the doctor says, Dowridge, I got to tell you, sir, you are bone on bone from all that running. Yes, you can use knee replacement. But then she told me this. I don't know if you have ever had that epiphany moment. And you're like, okay, is Jesus here? So she says, look, I have patients that come to me that are 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90 years old, and they come every 6 months to a year to get gel shots. And I'm like, gel shots? She said, yes. What happens is when we inject the gel in, what it does is separates your knee for a little bit. The gel comes in between to provide some relief. I said, oh. So again, epiphany. And I said, wow. So believe it or not, this past Tuesday, I went and got gel shot number 3. Yes, I'm still in pain. However, I'm still what? Walking. So, the end of the story, thank you, Forrest Gump. Thank you for allowing me to run all those miles successfully. And Forrest Gump, because of you, I'm still walking, Forrest. And as a matter of fact, because of you, Forrest Gump, next week, I'm going to give you a call, Forrest, and we're going to have a couple of brews. Matter of fact, we're going down to the Gumbo Fishing Company. And we're going to sit and have some shrimp, some crab meat, and a few brewskis. And we're going to celebrate you, Forrest, wherever you are. Because, Forrest, you have kept me healthy. And I thank you. And also, let me tell you something else before I come to an end. Sylvester Stallone, Rocky, has really played an awesome part in my life. Looking at Rocky and how he would work out and exercise and keep himself tuned, I took lessons from him, so much so that I believe it was 10 years ago, my sister, her friend, we all went to Philadelphia. We go to Philadelphia, as we drive and we get out, who do I see? I see the statue. And at this time, the statue he wasn't at the top of the stairs, it was down. So, me and my crazy self, boss, I don't know why you introduced me. What you said, I will wake up a squirrel? Anyway, so the first thing I did, I ran up to the top of the stairwell. When I got to the top of the stairwell, I started hollering, all right? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Now, what was his wife name? Oh yeah, I started hollering, Adrian! Adrian! So hey, please, as I walk away from you all, don't give up on your aspiration. Every day you wake up, understand it's a gift. Give every second that you have to materialize whatever you desire to do within your 24-hour that God has given you. Each one of you all are so special to you. Love you, treat you, hug you, and guess what? Don't be afraid to be the best you in your lifetime, because